everybody out there. I am back. That's right. It's your host, Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It is the interview series that has been coming to you for 9 years now. We bring to you over 1,000 industry experts that have improved people's personal life or helped them grow their business. And today we have Mae, and she is amazing. She is helping with agelessness, 66-year-old VIP connector for women. She is helping people really just step into their wisdom and their lives and enjoy it no matter what the age. So welcome, Mae.
Thank you so much, Jessica, and thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, and you're gorgeous. So
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. I believe you won some sort of contest at some point
Uh-huh.
for how beautiful and dazzling you are. But tell us how you decided that this was going to be your journey in your life, how you became this VIP connector for women.
Basically, my background's a little bit. I'm a registered nurse, certified integrative health coach. I became a CEO. I built multi-million-dollar medical businesses.
Wow.
And around 2019, I went into health and wellness directly, my own business. I've had a couple of them. Unfortunately, COVID hit, crash and burn, right? And in New York. So went into production world. And then I decided, you know what? I walk the talk of health and wellness my whole life.
Mhm.
And I need to share this. I've always had a great network, never burned a bridge in all of my corporate life. So that's always a smart bit of advice I give to everybody. You never know who you're going to be coming back down, right? Or changing.
Mhm.
And I decided I would go into my own independent business. And the reason I did that was because at the age of 65, I just said, oh, I'll go back now and I'll apply for some jobs and realized crickets. I'm either overqualified, I'm too old, or I'm not going to get anywhere.
Mhm.
And an opportunity came up where someone said, oh, you should run for Miss, senior New York and all of this. And a quick story to it was, I was like, absolutely not. I'm not a pageant girl. This is not anything I would do. I'm not good, whatever. And when someone turned around, one of the women and the coaches said, you know what, why don't you use this as a megaphone to discredit ageism? And
Yeah.
once they said that to me, I thought, you're right, that women have so much more to give. We're in the best part of our lives.
Mhm.
And so I did it. And unexpectedly, I won.
Oh, I'm not surprised. You're a knockout. I mean, amazing.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you. I
wow.
appreciate that.
So now, how are you supporting your clients? Is it one-on-one coaching? Is it group coaching? Is it in person? Is it virtual? Share with us how you're working with these women.
Yeah. So in person, I basically refer them to a lot of, whether it be physicians, obviously my healthcare background, from functional medicine to cardiac to all of that. But I create events, women events. Many women want to do things, but they don't have a friend who maybe want to do something with them. So like I did a vineyard event, which creates professional women who network, right, in a relaxed atmosphere. And we harvested grapes. We had a good time. I did a women's event summit. I had 100 and something women attend in January, health and well-being. And then I just did a menopause event. And the exciting part about it is, and they are all wonderful. Leadership is important in business, wealth is important in the financial end and building that end. But nobody talks about the unspoken thing that women want to talk about, right? They
Mhm.
want to talk about the deep part, yeah, they're all very confident in the boardroom, but guess what? They got really low self-esteem.
Mhm.
They look like they got it all together. And then deep down in their hearts, they look in the mirror and they're beating themselves up. Right.
Mhm.
So I started recognizing that, and I started doing these women events and putting specific professionals together
Mhm.
to give people nuggets. And I say I'm a catalyst, for action, and
Mhm.
to come out of their spot. So I predominantly deal with women in that midlife and above, you
Mhm.
know, and I teach
I
them.
love that. I love that. Well, you know what? I am very blessed because I for 26 years I've been with my hot hunky husband, and early in our marriage, I really learned with being in a very healthy, loving relationship. I was able to blossom and totally fall in love with myself. So in falling in love with my husband, I I went on this journey of falling in love with me, and I think I'm very blessed to have both of the, three love relationships. I'm very spiritual. I have that love relationship. I have the one with my husband, and I have this one with myself. And I'm not afraid to say it on social media that I love me, and I think I'm awesome. So,
Yeah, that is like so awesome. And you know what? You should just be spreading that message even more and more out there, because that's what nobody talks about. And you know what happens? They don't. I actually do a little crazy thing, like open up a mirror and say like 3 affirmations every day to yourself. I look good, I'm hot, I'm this, I'm that, whatever it might be. I'm fortunate as well, that I've always had that ability of self-love and self-esteem. And let me tell you, I remember being younger, you get, beat up and talked and this and that, but it never put me back, but I see it so much with women. And I feel like there's a sense, especially when you get to that midlife period where you're going from your role in life to your soul, like what really fills you, who are you, where are you going? And, it's such a wonderful journey if you embrace it instead of holding back. And like I said, and everybody should find someone in their lives, a partner that makes them blossom. And many don't, and unfortunately it becomes that they're surviving but they're not thriving.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that I don't have things I want to improve about myself or have goals and things, but I'm loving me right now, who I am, how I am. And then I love myself enough to say, okay, what are our goals? Where do we want to go? What do we want to do? And I say we, my husband would laugh because he says the reason he adores me so much is he never gets bored. I come up with a few personalities here and there and keep things entertaining, but I feel like that's a really wonderful thing that you're doing for people in the world and helping them find this journey, because I feel like I live my best life because of it. Now, how can people find you so they can work with you, Mae?
Really, the best thing is to find me on Instagram. So it's, amazing. And it's spelled, like I said, like my name. So AMAE, because I'm spelled the old fashioned way, like Mae West. Amazing Midlife on Instagram. And my website's amazingmidlifeandbeyond.com. And that is really the best way to find me.
Okay. How about a tip? Can you give everybody a tip? We've given lots of tips already, but a very specific tip. Give us a tip for today.
Okay, so I say you have to have these 5 things, very important life things. I say it's my guidance, my 5 secret sauce, right? Okay. So there's a couple of things. One, you got to have nourishment, right? Nourish your mind, your body, your soul. It's not just about what we eat, it's what we feed our heads and all of that, right? We need movement in our lives. It keeps the vitality, the energy and all. And it doesn't mean you got to be a marathon runner, but you got to have some kind of movement, some kind of exercise. The third is spirituality. Again, I travel the world. I do stuff all over, but whatever it is, you got to have faith. There's got to be that. That eliminates the fear. If you got faith, it will eliminate fear, and you'll take courage, right? And then the last 2, which everybody always laughs at, sex and red wine. And I say, what does that mean? And I say this to women as well. Well, ladies, same sort. You need to have an orgasm, and you don't need a partner, but you need the hormones. Okay, if you have a partner of intimacy, is great, but if not, you need that hormonal rush, and no one talks about these. And the red wine really means, even though it's got health benefits, it's about women. Most of the women love to get together for red wine, and women need women in relationships. We need friends, and we need supportive people. And we don't need a ton, but we need a couple of dear people around us to lift us up and energize us. So those would be my tips. Make sure I do cup for all those, and really, pray on what you really want, and again, go with what your inner soul tells you to do. Stop worrying about what everybody thinks about you. We're not all that important, and that's the funny thing. We think, oh, everybody's going to notice every little thing we do. Everybody forgets about things real quickly.
It's very
Yeah.
true. It's very true. How
Yeah.
about a non-profit cause you care about? Since show number one, we've had guests from all over the world, and we share a cause. We share it so we can spread awareness, inspire someone to do something good today with time, treasure, or talent, or really share a cause that maybe someone needs that cause today and they didn't even know it existed. And when someone's kind enough to hit the share button or type a cause that they love in the comments, we're spreading a little bit of love, a little bit of awareness, and hopefully inspiring a little bit of good in the world. So, Mae, what's a cause close to your heart?
I would have to say I have a couple, but it's New York right now. The Veterans Association, we have the highest population compared to California. So it's the Blue Star Mothers of NY6 in New York.
Mm.
And I do global medical mission work. So I do have a heart to its Find Hope in Ethiopia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
All right, you've already been typing. You put some of the causes that you love in the comments and in the chat. Now put some of the books that inspired you. So a book inspired your personal life, helped you grow your business, or one you've written. And when we hit share and when you hit share and someone else hit share, we just might be featuring you or featuring a book that will transform someone's life today. Mae, how about a book that you could share with our audience?
I'd say Path to Purpose. It was Napoleon Hill's. It's 7 Steps to Living a Better Life.
Mm.
And there's another wonderful book called Your Role versus Your, the Role of Aging, going from an elder, part and embracing that. So yeah,
I love that.
I'm always reading empowering books. I don't know the other kind.
Me neither. I love, love, love books. I love
Yeah.
books. You know what? You have such a beautiful smile and such a beautiful purpose and such a beautiful thing that you're doing in the world. I want to thank you so very much for having you on our show. It's been so very fun.
And thank you for inviting me and to be a guest. Jessica, you have the same smile. We have a good synergy of energy.
Yeah.
That spread that love throughout the world, right?
We
Yeah,
really,
it was such a pleasure.
do. We really do. And if you're out there thinking, wait, I should be a guest on the show, I can inspire someone's personal life, I can help them grow their business. Well, come on, reach out to us and our team, and we'll tell you just how to get on the show. Now, before we go, Mae, I would love for you to share with our audience a final thought, a piece of information or inspiration as we go.
I just say be kinder to yourself. If I was going to be anything, I say be kinder to yourself. If you got up every morning, and I mean this for all women, and it's not about the outer beauty, because beauty, yes, there are certain parts, but it really comes from inner, right? It comes from our insides. If every morning you got up and said 3 wonderful things about yourself in the mirror, and you did it for 60 days, you'd start to believe it a lot more. And I think that's what happens. We always remember the negative part, and that sticks with us. But if every morning you got to, you know what? I love me. My eyes look great today. I love my hair. Whatever. You'd be shocked how hard it takes women and how much work it is. But if you started doing it, I'm telling you, you'd feel like a radiant, beautiful queen.
So you and I are kindred spirits. People watching my show for years now know that every single show I close with be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. And also, many people who've watched the show over the years know that my husband and I, since we started dating, do something called the 3 things. And he tells me 3 things on a regular basis that he loves and adores about me. And they're always different. And I tell him, and it's almost every day. And we started even doing it with our children. We have 7 children and 8 grandchildren, and our 13-year-old is in the car, and sometimes we're on our way here to soccer game, and I'll say, Kara, 3 things I love about you, and I'll tell her 3 new things, and then she'll do both of us, and we'll all do each other, and it's just this wonderful bubble of appreciation and joy and love and gratitude, and we do it all the time. So I love that you shared that as your final inspiration. You were meant to be on our show.
Well, it was a blessing to meet you, because that is a great thing. I think everyone should be doing that. I'm glad you shared that. That's a great message.
Well, I tell you, we started it with our special, when we were very intimate and special moments, we would always share 3 things. And then we just started doing it all the time, like throughout the day or in the car or wherever. And I tell you, it is a relationship builder like no other. And it's so very simplistic.
Yeah.
But it is strengthening, it's empowering, it's beautiful. And I mean, we're at the point where we list many, many things, sometimes 8 and 10 and 15, just because we've exercised that muscle and it becomes easy. It's
Right.
too, we pay attention. I remember we were out with the kids at the playground, and later that day, when he started to share his 3 things with me, he said, "When we were out today and you were up in front of me with the children, I could see the sunlight and all the different colors flexing in your hair and how beautiful that was." And so he's paying attention to remember things to share with me later, and he saves them in that space so that when we have that moment where we share those 3 things, yes, and I do the same thing. I'm watching him all the time, how he interacts with the children, how the man he is in the world, how he behaves with the community, things he does in his life. And it just causes you to take pause and pay attention because you're looking for those new little things to tell each other. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, that is what a blessing. But it's what you just shared is so important too for your audience and for others to hear. Like, I can't wait to share this podcast because you're right. It's a simple little task like that that can change not only how you feel about yourself, but how you feel about a relationship and partnership. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
all kinds of relationships with your
Yeah.
with your young
Children.
adult
Yeah.
children, grandchildren, friends.
Right.
You can do it with your friends. All kinds
Mhm.
of relationships this works with. Family,
Yeah.
especially if it's a little bit hard with your family. Sisters and aunts and relatives and parents.
Right. Right.
You
Gotta
know,
be
you're
real,
looking
right?
at
There's
those
always
too,
some.
and those can be. We're Italian, so those can be.
Me too in Italian. I get it. I get it.
All right, everybody. We went on and on. She gave a great, inspiring thought. And I'm going to say this has been a great show, Mae. Thank you so much for being on it. I'm your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another great Profound Professionals. And until next time, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.